Alright lads, and welcome back to a new video, the Sunday edition of the Dublin Racing Festival. Obviously the previous video covering the Saturday card, that was on Thursday morning. We're now Friday morning, so all the declarations for the weekend are out and pretty much confirmed. Obviously there could be a non-runner or two on the day. Well, from the thing I did yesterday, there are actually very few that have dropped out, which is great to see. The fact that Min is now will probably definitely contract in price because Footpad will not be running in the Dublin Chase. Like Mellon's still there though. Battle over Doyen was probably one of the more notable absentees, meaning that Dunvegan has an each way shout. Probably he himself is going to contract in price. Andrew Lynch booked for him. And he should go close now, especially without Battle over Doyen in the picture. And I really don't think any of mine weren't there. That Cut the Mustard, I think, who I'm going to talk about very briefly now, isn't running in the Coral Hurdle, and that leads us on to Sunday's card, because she is running in the Paddy Mullins Mares Handicap Hurdle to start off the Sunday card, a very trappy handicap hurdle, won I think last year by Altrix, who runs in this race again, and she'll have a good chance, but she's near enough the top of the weights. I think as I was backing her for the Coral Hurdle, I think Cut the Mustard here has got a good each way chance if she does line up in this race, well weighted, back against mares as well, which will obviously come to help her. There's a horse in here called Sonoria for Henry de Bromhead, who's most likely going to be favoured. But her maiden form isn't actually as good as you think. People thought I think at the time that it was very good, but it hasn't really worked out too much, both her fourth and her win. So I'm not sure, you're having to take it on trust that she's improved a heap from that. I think one that's very interesting, though, so Cut the Mustard is one chance, and one that's very interesting, near enough the bottom of the weight, is Sassy Diva for Shane Crawley and Dunamyler. There's been money for this horse from around 14s into around 8s or 9s now. She's just a very well-weighted horse. She's been running in conditions races the last time out. She was second, I believe, to Tin Tangle 2 starts ago, but lost by head, and was second last time to Honeysuckle, who's probably a very high-class horse who's probably going to take a lot of stopping in the Mares Novice Hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival. So I think Sassy Diva has a very good chance down the bottom of the weights here, and her and Cut the Mustard together in the Paddy Mullins Mares Handicap, although it is renowned to be a difficult race. We then move on to the Spring Juvenile Hurdle, and I think this is going to be one of the more interesting races of the day and of the weekend, because obviously we have this horse, Fakir Dudardis, who won at Cheltenham last week for Joseph O'Brien, who was kind of just springboarded to the top of the Triumph Hurdle market, kind of showing off that he was kind of better than pretty much all the best English. The English have to throw at the race, but you've got 2 more here, and I know I've gone on about them for a long time already, so I won't bore you, but Sir Eric and Tiger Tap Tap ran in a 3-year-old maiden over the Christmas Festival and pulled well clear. Sir Eric just getting on top that day. However, I'd be opposing him with Tiger Tap Tap today. I think Tiger Tap Tap was very green, didn't jump very well, and to be honest, I think just has more improvement left in him. If I was to pick anything that's approaching an each way price, and it isn't really, but Cour Sublime is at 6-1. Cour Sublime would have won the Grade 2, no doubt about it, over Christmas but Brian Cooper fell at the last on him. It seems Brian Cooper's short-lived time with Chris Jones is now over, though. Davy Russell in the saddle here, and also Robbie Parr booked on Paloma Blue. It's a bit of a shame for Brian Cooper, I must say. I'm not a massive fan, but I do like him, and I do think he's a good jockey, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be working out for him at the moment, and he doesn't seem to be getting quite the breaks, and he seems to be falling a lot, which obviously isn't helping either. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Davy Russell's a more than adequate replacement, and I think Cour Sublime probably will run into the first 3 at 6s. Another intriguing race. Now, this 2-day festival is full of intriguing races, but this Chanel Pharma Novice Hurdle, at the moment, the jockey bookings for the Mullins horses just haven't come out, which is a bit of a shambles, really, because they always seem to do this. But I'm very intrigued to see who Ruby Walsh rides out of Aramon and Classical Dream. I think he'll ride Aramon because he obviously won the Grade 1 on him. But Classical Dream won his maiden hurdle with Paul Townend on board. It will more than likely be Paul Townend again on board, so I don't think that's of any issue, really. And this is all an opinion race, I think, because people are lumping on this Vision d'Honneur for Gordon Elliott, who was fourth at Christmas, then winning at Punchestown last time out, really convincingly and really well. And he's gone to favourite for this race. The problem I have with it is Classical Dream beat him over Christmas and beat him, let's count it up, 2.5, 4, around 6 lengths. And I think there's just any amount of improvement in Classical Dream still to come from that race. Like, also, you've got Intukas here, who was second in that race ahead of Vision d'Honneur, and he's 25s, and Vision d'Honneur is 3s. It doesn't really work out for me. I know there's probably Vision d'Honneur has heaps of scope for improvement, but he wouldn't be for me. I'd be landing on Classical Dream here. I think Classical Dream has got an all right chance in the Supreme Novices. I don't know, I just feel he could be better than Aramon. I don't know about Vision d'Honneur, but like you've also got horses here, Prince Dobrel, you don't have a clue how good he is. Triplicate didn't win his race last time. Valdieus on an upward curve. It's a tricky race, but I'd be landing on Classical Dream with the hope that he runs a very good race and therefore can establish himself as a proper Supreme Novices contender. The William Fry Handicap Hurdle won last year by Total Recall, one of the great performances from Total Recall, who was pulling and yanking Paul Townend's arms for, I'd say, 2 miles, 7 furlongs of this 3-mile race. Ended up having to kind of make all of them the final lap and still managed to fend them all off. It was a superb performance. This year, it's difficult, but I do think I've landed on 2 horses here that are coming from novice company and are going up into handicaps. They probably both will be well enough backed, but they are Pleasure Dome for Willie Mullins and Dallas They Picton for Gordon Elliott. Dallas They Picton was second at Christmas in a maiden hurdle to City Island over 2 miles. Now, I don't think 2 miles is really his bag. Now, it probably isn't City Islands either, but I'm a really big fan of Martin Brazel's City Island, and I rate that form quite strongly. He then went out to Punchestown and won by 10 lengths next time out. That was an alright little race, they ran in there. That was over 2.4, showing no end of improvement for going up to 2.4, and you'd think 3 miles would like to suit. As for Pleasure Dome, she's been running in these grade 2, grade 3 novice hurdles over 3 miles. She's got plenty of experience. She seems to get the trip. Like last time out, she was just denied by Darren Ross. Darren Ross is a high-class sword for Philip Dempsey and potentially could take high rank in the Albert Bartlett this year. So you'd like to hope Pleasure Dome could go and frank that form. High-class horse on the flat as well. Well, not high-class, but, a Premier Handicap sort of horse on the flat. And I think she could go well. At around 8 or 9 to 1, I suspect the price will be. I don't know what the price of Dallas They Picton will be, but I think they've both got solid each-way claims in the 3-mile handicap hurdle. So 4 to go, and it's the Flogas Novice Chase. I must say, it does look a 2-horse race. Well, you have Winter Escape in there, but I'd be very surprised if Winter Escape was able to win this race. You've got Delta Work and Le Bagawa, who are probably 2 of the best novice chasers going this year. I think I'd have to side with Delta Work. I just think it's his home ground. He's won over Christmas over 3 miles. The only thing that will stand against Delta Work is it's 2.5, and I honestly think he does need the 3 miles. I think he's got a really good chance in the RSA. Le Bagawa, I don't know, I know she won a grade 1 the last time out, but Santini's very slow. I don't think Santini's quite the horse people want him to be. Top of the game is probably better over shorter. I think that race, she battled well, but she's the only one that properly saw it out. Santini saw it out, but was just too slow, and Top of the Game didn't quite see it out. And I just don't know whether she's going to get the easy bit. I think Hardline's running in the race, Jets is running in the race. She's unlikely to get a freebie up front. Now, she doesn't need a freebie, but she's better when she has the lead. And I think Delta Work has just got that little bit more quality in the tank. And hopefully Delta Work can keep the Flogas Novice Chase in Ireland. The Unibet Irish Gold Cup, I'm not going to talk about this one for too long because I've ranted on about him. Well, not ranted, but I've gone on about him for quite a long time at this stage. Al Boum Photo will be my main hope in this race. and hopefully we can get a boom in the Irish Gold Cup. He's going to be around 4s, 5s. Again, I don't know who's going to ride him. I'd say Ruby Walsh will be on Bell's Hill again, so it could be good old Paul Townend back on Al Boom, which could be interesting, but I think he's got a good chance. And I'm not going to say it's last chance saloon, but I know you guys probably think I'm hitting my head off a brick wall, but I'm going to go for Monaghan again, because I honestly don't think Monaghan's going to finish out of the first 3, but he's highly unlikely to win, and I don't really want him to win. Well, no, that's the wrong thing to say, but like, obviously, because if I back him, I want him to win, but I'd prefer him to run well, come 2nd or 3rd again, seemingly not getting the trip, which will just convince them to go to the Ryanair, which is where we're all on. But yeah, Al Boom is my big shout here. I'm hoping he's just kind of the unexposed horse in the race, to be honest. Road to Respect, he's had too many opportunities for me. Doesn't seem to win as many of these big races as he possibly should do. A lot of them, of the other ones, are exposed, and you'd like to hope Al Boom is an improver. The Leopardstown Handicap Chase 2 mile 5 race. This was my big winner, really, of the meeting last year. Last Goodbye at 16s. And I backed Last Goodbye again here. He's had 2 really good runs this year. 2nd at Gorham Park to Drumconnor Lad and Making All. And 5th in that race, won by Al Boom Photo at Tramore last time. He's out of his depth in that case. But, he's still ahead of Valser Lido and Sub Lieutenant in that race. Grade 2s are probably above his station at this stage. But he's still a very good horse. He was in the race pretty much until 2 or 3 out. And you'd like to hope that's a nice little pipe opener for this. And the other one I'd have a sniff at is Any Second Now. There was a lot of talk that he was going to be the big one for the Paddy Power. He was smashed up. Did he quite get home? I don't think he did. The only thing I'd be annoyed with Any Second Now is he really should have won a race over fences by now. He's had plenty of opportunities to do so, but I think 2-5 could well be his trip, and I'd give him one last chance. Ted Walsh. As I said with Kildare in Saturday's video, Ted does enjoy a little Leopardstown winner in a handicap, and Any Second Now could be the answer. The Mayor's Bumper, I don't really have much of a say. I think I'd end up going for Mullins here with Rebel Ogue. It was disappointing last time out. Won at Dame Patrick before that, but 17 lengths to Neptune. Neptune won over Christmas in one of the bumpers. So she's got decent enough form in the book. Patrick Mullins in the saddle. She'll probably be 2-1, 9-4 favourite. And hopefully she can give us a winner in the lucky last. Anyway, that's the end of the Sunday wrap-up. So we've got Saturday, which will be tomorrow, and then obviously Sunday. But it should be a great 2 days. Hopefully the weather is grand. Seems to be the case. Doesn't seem to be any issues at the moment. And we can have a great 2 days and find some Cheltenham clues in this weekend. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel down below. Obviously, give me your opinions for the Sunday card. Who do you think is going to win the Irish Gold Cup? Are you with me on the boom train, or are you going to give Road to Respect one last chance? I'll see you next time.